How weird is that? Have you ever had one of those days when you're trying to describe the impossible, the highly improbable, the most likely extinctable creature rarely ever seen? Well, I did, after I saw what I saw deep in the Tasmanian forest that day. It looked like a ringtail possum with the snout of a dog, but when it jumped to the next tree, it became more fierce with a hyena-type smile. But I remember zebra-like markings with the eyes of a possum and the nose of a cat. Now, how weird is that? Kitties? I squeezed my eyes to make some sense. Then that stripy thing became a finch. Then I thought I saw two giant legs with a wolf-like face, maybe some distant relative to the kangaroo, and yet I couldn't be certain. It was coming on dark. It seemed to sprout the wings of an owl, with the face of a mountain cat, or was it because I heard its cry that made me think this thing could fly? For as the moonlight became more clear, I could have sworn they were cheetah spots on an eagle's stare, peering down on me as I fumbled for my torch. But as I crept closer, those wings stretched out, attached to a dog or a dingo. It was difficult to say if that was he who took to the sky, or did the owl get in my way. Then something dived right out of the blue. This I'm certain to be true. Those wings had turned to fins with the head of a cock-a-doodle-doo. I waited by the lake for that waterfowl to come up for air. But as the shadows thickened, the bubbles did appear. That flying chicken had grown big teeth with a mane of golden hair. A sea lion, I do declare. How did this happen? How can this be? You have the tail of a mermaid with the roar of a beast. He drew himself close and licked my ear. Let's just say you are what you eat, my friend, my dear. And with that, I let out a laugh so loud I fell on my back, rolled down a hill until I reached a huge castle, all furry and black, covered in what looked like pig bats. The door was opened by a fox in a fitted frock. I know you won't believe me when I tell you she started to speak, but she was awfully courteous and light on her feet. She heard my plea and told me to go west, follow my nose, and look to the trees. She finished her tea, curtsied, and bid me farewell, clicked her heels, and took to the skies. Those skirts of hers had made a great disguise. The undergrowth grew thick. I was well beyond her gate when a giant moth landed on my hand. A real tiger moth, grumbling something I couldn't quite understand. You're getting warmer, much warmer now? I must have crawled for another hour before I found a soft place to settle down. I dreamt I was at the dog track, and of course I won that day, for the hound I backed turned wildcat. Now I must be getting close, you'd say. It was just on sunrise when I heard the sound of a dog-like howl, but definitely not a bark. I crept through the bushes, and there he was. What? A wolf-like tiger with a possum-like tail, with zebra markings and a hyena-like cry. A Tassie tiger, a thylacine to be exact. Now, that's what I was trying to say. The end.